We invite you along for a ride of inquiry and questioning and wondering, sometimes doubting, sometimes celebrating, all the stuff that makes us who we are. Glad you're here. So part of what Morning Pause is evolving into is me sharing some of my own journey of inquiry and self-discovery. In part, that's a luxury I get because of just being at the age I am and in the midst of recovery and all these other fun things that have just opened doors of freedom for me to ask questions that had previously just been places I didn't want to go. So lately, not this has any application to your life as well. The neighbor's yard getting mowed in the lawnmower, and then the leaf blower. Leaf blower said, no, we're out of here, we can't do this. Then I went around the corner and the TV was on and it seemed loud. A couple minutes later I got in my car and the radio seemed loud. What's that about? So in this kind of searching mode, I kept wondering, what and why do I live in a loud world? And what part do I play in that? Well, so that was the key. When I asked the question, what part do I play in that, I realized everywhere I am, the world is loud. In part, I own some responsibility for the loudness. I think I'm discovering that I am adverse to quiet and to silence. As much as I say I want that and I yearn for that, you know, that old notion, that literary phrase, silence is golden. I think I esteem that, but I don't esteem it in my actions. Why do I say that? Because everywhere that I have control over the volume, I turn it up. When I get in my car, I immediately put it on talk radio, sports talk radio, or a podcast. I have a bit of a 30-minute commute, who doesn't? But something's on the whole time. I walk in my house, and if nobody's home, I turn on the TV. When I go to bed at night, I have ambient noise playing through Google in the background. When I am at a place where I forget my white noise, I have a really hard time falling asleep. So that which I am complaining about is in partly my responsibility. So I started doing a little research on this, and there's an interesting phrase that is probably a couple of psychology or anatomy courses beyond my education. It's called cognitive buffering. I know, look it up, cognitive buffering. Well, the gist of that is that you and I have some responsibility. We create these buffers in a sense to control all the incoming chatter in our world. Have you ever noticed how many people walk around with earbuds in or headphones on? Basically, they are controlling the music script of their life, and they're controlling the music soundtrack and the background noise of their life. And so why do we do that? Well, just a little moment of confession. I think for me, it might be about control. It might be about controlling the times that the world is quiet enough for me to hear the layers of silence. Layers of silence, what in the world is that? When I get really quiet, I hear other things. I hear regret. I hear sometimes jealousy and resentment. I hear not enoughness. I hear judgment. And what I've discovered is sometimes I can drown that out by putting on acoustic guitar in the background or a podcast. I know that it is probably good for me. And if you and I were talking, I would encourage you to have a silent retreat or find a spot where you can sit and contemplate life and just breathe. But what I'm discovering is I'm not there yet. And maybe I need to go there. Maybe I need to do that very thing which I'm afraid of, which is a silent retreat. I hear of those even here in our community. I want to invite you to think about who's in control of the volume in your world and how often you have it up pretty high. I know a lot of people who fall asleep with the TV on. That's kind of craziness, but I fall asleep with white noise on in the background. I know a lot of folks who, especially single folks, who live with the TV on all the time. There's just background chatter. Why are we creating such chatter? Why are we creating a loud world? It's loud enough as it is, right? Join me in the coming days to dig into what's it really mean to live in that phrase, silence is golden. Silence is golden. Think on that. Think about the noise in your world, the chatter in your world, and gosh, you think we're hiding for something or running from something? I don't know. It's intriguing. I hope it's intriguing to you. Maybe you live in a house where everybody's loud. Maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or dad and you've got a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, 6, whatever. Man, kids can be loud, can't they? Well, hang in there. But join me, send some comments, poke me. Let's have a discussion about what it means to live in a loud world and what our role is in making the world even louder. What do you say? I hope you find this helpful this morning. Mercy. Let's just have a peace and quiet for a minute. My dad used to say that. He said, all I ever want is peace and quiet. God, help me to discover my role in the search for peace and quiet. And what is peace and what is quiet, really? What are the layers of loud that I'm creating, and what am I not wanting to discover? Help me, oh God, to open my ears and my heart to hear more clearly the sounds of the world. Thanks. Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Hopefully, if you got something out of this, you will pass it on to a friend. And hey, if you didn't get anything out of it, I invite you to let me know. In the meantime, take care.